Hello, paperweights. It is Paper Talk. Right now, it is 10:08 on Saturday, April 5th. And today, I watched the Minecraft movie. What? Minecraft. Yeah, I watched the Minecraft movie today. And I gotta say, it was pretty good. It felt shorter than it was, but it was pretty good. Um, there was a few issues when it came to the movie, and the few issues are kind of significant few issues. The first issue kind of being how Steve was whitewashed. Um, just a little bit. Yeah, no, way more than a little bit. They completely just got rid of whatever melanin the character had in the game. Um, and I think he had a beard in the game. I think in Minecraft he had a beard, but like, come on, guys, that's not. Anywho, the movie was absolutely great from beginning to end. It had the best, well, okay, one of the best storylines in a while, especially within the beginning of this year and the end of, well, majority of last year. There hasn't really been any good movies, but this one was surprisingly good for someone who doesn't like movies. I think I talked about that. Yeah, I did. Um, and that is put on my list of I would watch again because it was good. I loved the characters, though it didn't feel like they were given enough time to be personalized. It felt like everyone was kind of thrown together, and whatever you got, you had to make do with. Which, like I said in I don't know what episode, that's kind of every movie. You can only do so much within like an hour or two. Um, that's low key kind of what irritated me. Cause it was Henry and his sister. Spoilers. Um, it was such a good storyline to like hear. Like, if I feel like there could have been so much more about grief of a dead family member, and that was something that never was really gotten into. Like, it was mentioned in the beginning and then kind of left alone. Like, after that, um it gave an excuse of the movie to move forward, which I mean is kind of the point in anything, and in like all movies it needs to move forward. But like, if you're gonna have a plot, or you're gonna have like a major part of a character, then you kind of need to stick with it, and I feel like they didn't. Low-key, I feel like they didn't, but that's okay. um the witch, I forgot her name already, the zombie piglin witch, her backstory seemed very lackluster. Um, like, I quite literally don't know what to say about her backstory because it's just a huge I don't know. Um, and what I mean by that is like, she got made fun of for doing her dance routine or whatever, but like, you literally live in a land where that's to be expected. In underworld, overworld, nether, that's kind of to be expected. Like, even if the whole crowd laughs, somebody is going to be laughing, especially in the nether. I feel like the nether is just a host for mean people. So that was just strange to me. That was like really strange to me. Um the movie was great. the movie was overall great. I would rate it like a solid 6 or 7 because it wasn't bad. It really wasn't bad. I felt like there was a bunch of like a bunch of missing a bunch of missing parts. I feel like there was a bunch of plot holes made by like the characters that wasn't like ever talked about like once again with what happened with Henry and um yeah, with Henry and his sister and his mom and stuff. Um but like there was just lots of plot holes. Like, why were they moved? Why did they move to that new? I don't know if they answered that or not, but why did they move to that new city? That most likely was answered, and it is a little bit too late at night for me to be using my brain, so leave me alone. Um, I'm trying to think of the one guy, Gret, the garbage man. I loved him, but there was the part where he was holding the Ender Pearl, and Steve was like, "Oh yeah, don't mess with that. It can teleport you." And he was like, "Oh, I don't believe it. You're literally in a world made of square blocks. I get you're ignorant, but I strive to be that delusional, and somehow I can achieve that." And that I don't know. Oh, Natalie. That's Henry's sister, Natalie. Yeah. Um, Natalie, she was okay. She had her moments. They all had their moments. I loved that vice principal, Marlene, I think is how you say it. Loved her so much. I loved what she had going on with the villager. That was just hilarious. She added like it was very, very, very random how, when, and where they just threw in the little bits of her with the villager. But like they were funny. They were really funny. And it was that break from like the not tension going on in the rest of the movie. Um and it was very unpredictable when that villager just came out of nowhere and just started speaking English. And just like started speaking that was just a little crazy to me. Um but I feel like there's something in the back of my throat and I can't get it, and I really do not like that. Anywho, though, um, I feel like if I had to pick favorites, it would be Dawn. Um, the one person who seemed like they didn't get whitewashed, um, and it was just like she was my favorite. She was literally my favorite. She carried the whole movie for me. I loved the fact she was able to befriend that wolf. Like she was the person to use common sense and be like, "Hey, let's not attack the dog that probably is just like in need of a little help." Like I feel like she spoke that common sense. Um I don't know. She was given very smart vibes, and I was just there for that. While everyone else was kind of just like there, which I also don't know how the garbage man survived. Um, which I felt like that was very plot armory as well, because the way that happened, he shouldn't have lived. Like, okay, if you watch the scene, right? He's fighting off the creepers, or no, he's fighting off the zombie pigments. The zombie, no, he's fighting off the zombie pigments with the TNT. Um, and then one of them explodes and they all explodes. You do not see him fall, you don't see anything, you kind of just that they kind of just fly away. Um, and the way that is, if that were to happen in any other, not even real life, in Minecraft, if that were to happen, you would not be doing a water bucket. The amount of explosions would have killed you. Um, hate to say it, but that was very plot armory, and I don't know how to feel about that when he should have stayed dead. I hate, absolutely hate, when characters are just brought back from the dead. Like, I feel like if you were just randomly put in a terrain that you didn't really know about, and you were being guided, and then if you go off by yourself to do something pretty risky, I feel like that's a scenario where you should have stayed dead. Um, and like, most likely he's gonna be a fan favorite, but should have stayed dead. Hate to say it. Um, when it came to action, there was a lot of it. CGI was good, like with the explosions and everything. They were all amazing. Um, but there was the one part in the beginning with Steve that kind of set the movie off for disaster for me personally. Um, when Steve gave the dog the little stone, they had every opportunity to leave together within that minute that they were standing there talking, because you could even see the portal in the background with no one near him. Um, so within that couple minutes they were sitting there talking, they could have both been out. I don't know why, but this is just a case of they needed a plot. Um, they just needed a plot. And I don't know what's going on. I don't know what was going on with what's her name, the evil lady, but the evil witch. But like, I miss, like, there was a good point in time where villains actually had brains. And I feel like if she was more involved in the story, and if it was like, if the stakes were actually higher, then the movie would have got a solid 10 out of 10. And it felt like comparing it to other shows, comparing it to shows, to other movies, when the villain is more distanced, it could be, it could go one out of two ways. It could go the way of, okay, they're still involved, they're still messing everything up, and it's still working. And then the other way is they're literally just letting their goons do all the work and then stepping in at the very last moment. Which it was number two, and that wasn't really a big highlight for me because I actually like my villains to be like, you need to be threatening, you need to have the stakes. Because during that whole movie, I was just sitting there. The parts that should have been funny for me, I wasn't laughing at. Like, people around me were laughing, but I wasn't. Um, because partially for me, it felt like there was a constant, oh, this might happen, then it didn't happen. Like, there was so many perfect opportunities for this old lady to come on aghast and then just like break the whole world. Within that very little time she had that cube or magic thingy, she could have caused some destruction. Um, but the most she did was open up a portal. And that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. It's just sometimes we lose creativeness. And that's okay. Um, but overall, now that we've talked about the weaknesses of the movie, which if I think of more, I'll talk about them. It's time to get to the strengths of the movie. It had a really it had a really good idea. It had a really good execution. No, no, let me backtrack. It had a really good idea. It looked good on paper. Wow, this is seeming like a very backhanded compliment. But no, seriously, it looked good on paper, it looked good on film, but it didn't come across as good as the producers might have seen it. Um, but overall, it was still good. Um, I would say the pacing is pretty good, but that was the most rushed beginning I've ever seen since Nickelodeon started taking over shows and doing and replaying older seasons to get fans caught up and turning them into hour-long specials. Allegedly. Allegedly. But I'm I hate to say it cuz I went in with high expectations and I came out with mediocre results. And I feel like that's why I'm a little more on the edge of, oh, I'm disappointed because I went in expecting so much and then coming out and being like, oh, that was less than what I thought. Because the way it was being advertised, there was so much going on. It was so crazy. And then it just, I wouldn't say it flopped in my books, but it's driving around looking for the parking spot and it's driven past a couple open ones. That's kind of what it's like for me. That's the best example I can give. Um, for the time, for the hour and a half that the show had, it was good. Not the show. For the hour and a half that the movie had, it got its point across. It got a beginning, middle, and end, and I liked it, and I supported it because oh, hold up, hold up, hold up. I'm doing my research. If the mind we and okay, so I mainly supported it. One of the main reasons I went to go and watch Minecraft today was because of Minecraft story mode. I've been seeing especially with some of the TikToks that Minecraft has been posting, like that one post where they kind of were all posing and it looked like Gabriel's armor. That was kind of a first indication to me. And then when I saw the little chicken lava thing, that was kind of another indicator for me that, oh, wait, there might be a slight chance we get Minecraft story mode back. So that's one of the main reasons I went out and supported it today. Um, because I know sometimes the smaller things lead to bigger things. And that's something I'm kind of rooting for. Because Minecraft story mode was good. I don't care what people say, it was good. Um it had a beginning and middle and end that was enjoyable. Like Life is Strange, but I'm not going to say better cuz Life is Strange that is amazing. But it was up there with Life is Strange. They were literally next door neighbors bringing each other fruitcake. So, from what I'm seeing, um if the Minecraft movie is successful, there might be a revisit to Minecraft story mode, which, if so, would be very exciting for me. And probably for a lot of other people, because I know there's a fan and a group of people working on a Minecraft story mode movie show, not movie, a show. Um, and it's kind of a race to see which one is first. But I'm seeing a lot of things that are giving Minecraft story mode, and it's just like, yeah, the big arrows are screaming right in your face. As someone notorious for missing clues as soon as they're right in front of me, I'm finally starting to like look around, and maybe I am being as delusional as garbage garbage man. I almost called him garbage can man. But no. I guess I am on that same level of delusionality. I don't think that's the word. But I just like, okay, final reviews, 10 out of 10. No, 7 or 6 out of 10. One of the best movies I've seen. It's on the list if I'd watch again if like it came to Hulu or whatever. Um the plot was a solid like 9 out of 10 cuz it was good on paper. Um Execution, I'd give it a 5. I'd give it a solid 5. It's not going down, it's not going up. Pinky promise you that. Um Characters, 10 out of 10. No, 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 no. Backtracking. Characters, like, characters, you know what? Let's go through and rank them. Steve, 0 out of 10. 0. Somehow he made no sense in the beginning. Um, Proceeded to show his stupidity by when he had the chance to leave with his best friend dog, he decided to get kidnapped last minute and almost get his dog killed. Um, Garrett, the garbage man, arrogant but funny. I give him like an 8. Dawn, 10 out of 10. Best girl in the whole show. Best girl in the whole show. Love her. Natalie, 5 out of 10. Store Natalie and Henry, they get placed together. 5 out of 10. They had a good storyline and it went nowhere. The vice principal, Marlene, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. She was set up. She was probably high and executed perfectly. Loved her. Loved her more than anything. So I'd give the characters like whatever, I just ranked them. Um like effects, CGI, 10 out of 10. Everything stunning, beautiful. I wish we got that for the real $60 game when instead of getting it for a $8 movie ticket. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wish we have the same graphics that we have in the real Minecraft instead of it just being in the movies. I saw the Minecraft Live and the visual updates, but please, honey, it don't compare. Um, I'm sorry, I love those visual updates, but they really just don't compare. Um, and y'all whipped that up in a year. Anywho, it was probably longer than a year because like when it came to the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, I heard they were working on that since like Sister Location. Which let me look that up. How long were they working on the Five Nights at Freddy's movie? I need water. I'm so thirsty. Um, Okay, so I was right. The Five Nights at Freddy's movie basically started in 2015. So they were somehow already set up like a year after the game was produced. Which I do not understand unless Scott had like everything, like absolutely everything, like lore wise, wrapped together within that time. Um, a year after it came out, it says development began around April 2015. Um, but it wasn't finished until February. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Cause that makes a lot more sense that it began in April 2025, but nothing really happened because of delays and stuff until February 2023. Because think about it. When did Security Breach come out? It was like 2021. And I have a small hunch that Security Breach was like the last, like somewhat last lore relevant game. So, I don't know. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense, which I miss the Security Breach era. I'm probably gonna post a video on that like tomorrow later. But I miss the Security Breach era. And so far, like I know, sudden change of topic, but so far there has not been any banning of TikTok, which I was promised. So we'll just have to wait and see. We will. Now I don't normally post these long videos, but paperweights, it has been 26 minutes. And that's 26 minutes and 51 seconds. Too long. So, I'll catch you in the next that. I did not mean to do that. Let's retry that. Paperweights, I've been talking at you for 27 minutes and 11 seconds. And that's 27 minutes and 15 seconds, a little bit too long. So I'm going to call it quits for today. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye, guys.